Alright, gentlemen, in today's video, we are gonna go through the guide on how to discover your core wound. It is a self-discovery guide for nice guys. So, we're gonna start by introducing the core wound. Every nice guy carries a hidden core wound, which is an emotional injury created in childhood that shapes the way he sees himself, others, and the world. This wound is not your fault. It was created by the environment you grew up in. Family dynamics, for example, criticism, neglection, conditional love, or lack of emotional safety. Cultural expectation, for example, messages about masculinity, achievement, or worth in general. Social experiences, for example, bullying, rejection, or being compared to others. Early relationships, moments when love felt uncertain, conditional, or unsafe. As children, we adapt in order to survive. We create beliefs like, I'm not good enough, I have to earn love in order to be accepted. If I show up for who I really am, people will see my flaws and reject me. Or if I get close, they'll leave me and it will be my fault. These beliefs, protective as a child, while protective as a child, become self-sabotaging in adulthood. They quietly drive nice guy behaviors like people-pleasing, hiding emotions, avoiding conflicts, overgiving, and struggling to feel truly confident. Identify your core wound is important because it brings clarity. Awareness and acceptance are the very first steps you need to take in order to change this specific situation. If you keep closing your eyes to the problem, you'll never be able to see it clearly. And without clarity, healing isn't possible. When you finally look at your wound with honesty and compassion, you create the space to let it go and move forward. The 4 core wounds that most nice guys carry are: I'm not good enough. This is the wound of shame and self-blame, formed when you felt criticized, compared, or not fully accepted for who you were, sometimes reinforced by experiences where love or approval was withheld. As a child, you may have concluded, if something feels wrong, it must be because of me. This leads to perfectionism, overachievement, or constant self-doubt, as if you always need to prove your worth. The inner voice says, I am the problem, I'll never be good enough as I am. So you always try to do more and make sure that other people are happy because you want their validation in order to feel good about yourself, in order to feel good enough. The second one is, I have to earn love to be accepted. This is the wound of conditional love, formed when affection, attention, or approval was only given if you behaved, achieved, or met expectations. Created the belief that love is not freely given, it must be worked for. Leads to people pleasing, overgiving, self-sacrifice, and struggling to set boundaries. The inner voice says, if I don't give enough, achieve enough, or keep others happy, they won't love me. The third wound is, if I show up for who I really am, people will see I'm not perfect. They will judge me and reject me. This is the wound of fear of rejection, formed when your true self, your feelings, needs, or imperfections were judged, criticized, or dismissed. You learn it was safer to hide flaws and only show the acceptable version of yourself. Leads to hiding emotions, avoiding vulnerability, and constantly trying to appear flawless or good enough. Inner voice says, If people see the real me with all my flaws, they won't accept me. We then move to the final core wound, to the fourth core wound, which is if I get close to someone, they will eventually leave me, and it will be my fault. This is the wound of abandonment through inconsistency, formed when love and attention were inconsistent. Parents were emotionally unavailable, physically absent, or left altogether. As a child, you blame yourself, believing they left because of me. Something must be wrong with me. Leads to fear of intimacy, clinginess, or avoiding closeness altogether to protect against loss. The inner voice says, if I let myself depend on someone, they'll leave me because I'm not good enough to make them stay. How to use this guide? Now, those were the first 4 core wounds that I notice every nice guy has. You will have one of those wounds that is the driver for your nice guy behavior, but that doesn't mean that it's the only one. Before you start, grab a pen and paper. You can write on your phone if needed, but pen and paper is preferred because writing by hand helps you connect more deeply with your feelings, and this is what this exercise is all about. Approach this work with intention and care. Take it seriously and be completely sincere. This is for your self-discovery journey. If you lie to yourself or try to give the right answer, you block your own growth. Honesty is essential. There is no right and wrong. Some questions may not have a clear answer, and that's okay. The goal is not to solve anything intellectually, but to explore and feel what comes up when you read the prompt and you reflect. Focus on feeling and not thinking. Be in your body and not in your head. Many nice guys overthink and get anxious because they stay in their head instead of their body. Notice how your body reacts, what sensations arise, and what emotion surface when reading the prompts and doing the exercise in general. Embrace discomfort. You might feel uneasy, anxious, or resistant as you answer this prompt, and that's normal. This is exactly where the work happens. Your core wound often lies in the places that feel uncomfortable to look at. When it happens, pause, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, slowly exhaling through your mouth, and remind yourself, I'm doing this for myself and no one else. Step into the feelings. Allow yourself to feel what comes up without judgment. Awareness and acceptance of these feelings are the first steps towards true healing. Now, there are 11 self-discovery prompts that you are gonna be seeing on the screen. I'm gonna invite you to pause the video and just go through them on your own time, on your own pace. Make sure that again you follow those guidelines and you really feel the exercise. There is no right or wrong. It doesn't take 5 minutes. Some answer will be easy, some answer will feel more challenging or less clear, but at the end you're gonna be able to put them all together. So right now I'm just going to go through this slide and the next one, and this is where you are gonna stop and do all over again. Once you've done the exercise, you're gonna start the video again, and I'm gonna show you how to identify your core wound. From here, now that you answer all the answers, review your answers. Notice what themes or patterns keep repeating. Compare your reflections to the 4 wounds described earlier. Which one feels most true, most painful, or most familiar? That's exactly your core wound, the hidden driver of your nice guy patterns. After completing the exercise and you review the answer, notice the patterns and identify which wound resonates the most. From here, it is important to understand that identify one main wound does not mean that the others don't exist. Most nice guys carry one or more of these wounds simultaneously. At the same time, you may have fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, and a deeper belief that you're not good enough. If this is the case, that is your core wound. If you feel more aligned with I'm not good enough, and you feel that that is the deeper feeling that came up, that is your core wound. Your core wounds, and this is very important, are not your fault. And truly, they are no one else's fault either. Every human being does the best they can with the knowledge, tools, and awareness they had at the time. The difference now is that you have tools that the people who caused these wounds didn't have. With awareness, acceptance, and clarity, it becomes your responsibility to heal these wounds and let them go once and for all. Now, talking about those tools, I want you to be aware that awareness is the first step towards healing. Now that you've identified your wounds, you have brought light to what has been hidden for years. Your wound may have shaped your past, but it doesn't have to define your future. If you want the next step tailored to your own wound, send me which wound you discover resonates most with you, and I'll be guiding you with a specific path forward. You just need to text me in Instagram the word shame, conditional, rejection, or abandonment, depending on which wound resonated the most with you. I hope this exercise brought you some clarity, and if you're looking for that next step, please DM me those words and I'm gonna be in touch with you.